2018 XSR700. For you eagle eyes out there, this is not a color scheme available in the US. I bought the tank tins from a wrecker yard in the United Kingdom, and then proceeded to buy the entire Ermax offerings for the same color scheme, and all that stuff came from France. This bike is completely stock for the exception of the Leo Vinci exhaust. This bike was originally silver, and I did not like the way it looked at all. I'd never ridden an XSR700. I had no idea what the motor was like in this bike. I'd only watched reviews online and had talked to a few owners who had swore to me that the engine was incredible. And frankly, after I rode it, I'm in agreement. Most motorcycles with parallel twin engines, aside from bikes that have parallel engines due to the lineage, you know, like a Triumph having a parallel twin, usually bikes like the Ninja 650 or the Versus 650, any bikes with the parallel twin, the parallel is typically a concession engine, in my opinion. It's there to move the bike. It's not something you get excited about. There are some bikes out there that do have parallel twin engines, though, that are pretty incredible, but bikes at this price point, not so much. But this motor has a 270-degree firing crank placement. It sounds absolutely incredible with an exhaust on it. It sounds kind of, to me, like a VMAX almost, half a VMAX. I don't understand why the motor is as good as it is. I've had an SV650, I've ridden SV650s. I know this bike gets compared to that sometimes. This motor is a lot different than the SV650. This thing hits like a big single. The SV650 was really easy to do wheelies on if that was your thing. It made good power, good wide, had a good broad power band. This motor is exactly the same, but it feels like it's got another 20 horsepower, and I know it doesn't, but I don't know. It's one of those the secrets in the sauce kind of deals. The motor is absolutely phenomenal. The suspension is meh. It's not bad. I mean, again, this is not a motorcycle that's terribly expensive. I mean, $84.99 is the MSRP, but these bikes don't particularly sell that well, so there are deals to be had out there. I bought this one from Fredericksburg Motorsports. It's a great bike. It regularly gets, 55, 60 miles per gallon if I stay out of it. It handles very predictably. The seating position is very comfortable. It's much more upright than the FZ07 or MT07. Service is easy, oil changes are easy. I haven't done any plugs yet, but I've only got 1,700 miles on it. But aside from the exhaust and a few of the just changing the look of the bike, it rides exactly like it did. I originally had the Akrapovic underslung exhaust that's for the FZ07 on it, and I was unaware that when you buy that exhaust, the decibel killer is actually welded into the muffler itself. So you have to drill the weld out, which I did, and then I pulled the insert out, and it was so ungodly loud that I put the insert right back in. Really happy with the Leo Vinci exhaust, though. I bought it from a distributor in England also, and saved about $150 from buying it here in the US. But other than that, this bike is easily one of my favorite looking bikes. I've had two people on two separate occasions come up to me and say, that looks just like an RZ350, and it kind of does. The yellow headlight is just a cover. I can peel it off. It's just on there for now. But it's been a great bike. I love it. It's absolutely a lot of fun. And when I hear it with the Leo Vinci, this is with the decibel killers in. With the decibel killers out, it is loud. pretty much all there is to say about it. This is a great riding motorcycle. I'm a little past middle age, so if that gives you an idea of the demographic for this bike, I think more along the lines of people my age. But like I said, fantastic motorcycle. I'm sure the XSR700 is as fantastic, but the styling on this one called to me a little bit more. That's it. Ride safe.